If it's been a while since you've traveled, and if maybe you're nervous about maintaining your healthy habits when you're away, if you are dusting off your suitcase, like we are, then do not move a muscle because I am unpacking my top 10 tips. It is time for my Throw It Out Thursday broadcast number 221, and this is also my June continuing education conversation, and we are flexing our label reading gangster muscle because it is also a mindset, and having the right mindset and the right tools along the way will go very far for you, and maintaining your health and wellness when you travel is totally possible. Just a little bit of planning and a few of my favorite life hacks can go so far. So thank you so much for sharing some space with me tonight. And I would love for you to grab the family and snuggle in. I cannot believe that we are halfway through the year. It is so hard to believe. And 6 months ago in January, our conversation was all about getting into the concept of putting a single penny in our health bank and how that can create this life that we love and that feels sustainable. And the key to your long-lasting health and wellness is hiding in plain sight in the small things that you do every day. And those habits are so ingrained, they become sustainable, just like brushing your teeth. And so we're going on vacation for a week. We're leaving this weekend. It'll be the first time that we're traveling since the pandemic, and we are flying international. And so it was a perfect time for me to share with you my top 10 tips for traveling and allowing you to have some insight into how you can stay consistent with those habits right along with me. And so we have a lot to cover. This is really just going to scratch the surface. There's so much that we can cover in this topic, but this is just going to stick to the top 10. And if you have any questions after you watch this, feel free to reach out to me in any of the vortexes and we can chat a little bit more in depth about your specific particular situation, and I can help you craft some habit architecture for that. So tip number 1, we're going to just jump right in. Tip number 1 is streamlining your luggage so you have room in your suitcase to bring the comforts of home. So how can you streamline your packing? Well, the first thing is to bring a carry-on that has tons and tons of pockets and zippers. You want zippers, you want secure spaces, and this bag is from one of the Doterra conventions a million years ago, and I love it. There are so many cool hidden nooks and crannies, lots of spaces for your oils and your rollers and things that you want to carry on with you, lots of snacks, chargers, all of those things, anything that you're going to really need to stay consistent, including your oils. So lots of things with zippers and pockets. If you can find a backpack, that is ideal so that your hands are free, so that you can have your passport, your ID, your boarding pass, whatever you might need. But packing is going to be one of the keys to helping you make sure that you have space for all the sustainable tools that we're going to use. Another one is packing cubes. And this is something that I have been using for years, and we have all different colors, all different versions. George has them, Olivia has them, I have them. And packing cubes allow you to really maximize the space in your luggage and keep your clothes nice and organized when you're gone, while you're gone. And you can grab these from Target or Amazon or Walmart. Everywhere has them now. You can grab them from so many places. You can even use the Doterra zipper pouches that we're going to show in a second for any of your travel items that you might need, and smaller items as well. But anything you have lying around the house that has a zipper is great. And for example, I'll show you, this is one of my packing cubes that I've got. And they come with these cool little clips so that you can keep all of your clothes in here and nice and organized. And these are all my workout clothes. So I have a workout shirt, a sports bra, and my workout pants all together in a complete outfit. So I can just reach off the top and grab one, and my outfits are prepared for me and everything is nice and conveniently organized. You can even get one for your undergarments, for swimsuits, for pajamas, for whatever you need. But packing cubes are really helpful because this is going to allow you to just maximize the space that you are putting all your items in. And especially if you are limited to a certain amount of space or a certain dimension of a bag or a carry-on, or maybe you're not checking a bag, maximizing and streamlining your luggage will be so crucial because we want to hold space for all these exciting goodies that I'm going to share with you that we are bringing. So that's tip number 1, streamline your luggage. Less is more. Tip number 2, bring your oils. Now, it might seem counterintuitive, but you can't use your oils if you don't bring them. So how do you figure out what oils you're going to bring? Well, we could spend a whole hour on that topic alone, but I am going to try and simplify it for you the way that I have simplified it for me over the years. And we're gonna spend a little time jotting down your favorite routines with your oils. So that's one of your little homework assignments, if I may give you a little homework assignment, if you are up for the challenge. And you'll have to let me know how that goes afterward, because this is an exercise that I've done with my oil customers, and it really helps, especially when you're trying to work on specific health habits and just one or two small little things that you want to really get into the habit of doing every day to support you. Spend a little time making one master list of the things that you use your oils for each and every day. And then when you travel, you can kind of go through it, because you might not be in the right headspace. If you're frazzled, if you're waiting until the last minute to pack, you might be wondering, oh man, did I forget something? So by having that master list and spending that time now, doing that, when you do head out for a trip, you can take a look at that and see how I can streamline to get me where I want to go. So you can have that in the Google Drive or the notes in your phone or something like that. But it's a really helpful exercise to go through and really capture somewhere in writing the things that you use oils for every day, so that you know you have what you need. So when you can streamline, that will help you to ensure that you feel your best when you're away from home. Because for me, it makes me feel a little anxious. I have everything I need here at home. I have backups of things, I have extra tools and things that I need. So if I'm away from home, I want to make sure I have all the things that I need at the baseline. So for an example, I use neroli to relax before bed every single night. And I'm going to show you in a few seconds, or in a few minutes actually, how I bring neroli with me on travel without having to bring the 10 ml roller size. So consider your visit. Will you be doing physical exercise? Are you going to be playing sports? Is this a relaxing or sightseeing trip? Because if you're sightseeing and doing a lot of go activity, your physical and your emotional needs are going to be different than if this is a relaxing vacation. So if this is a sightseeing trip, same thing. If you are going to be in the sun, then you are going to want some different kind of subsets of oils to support you if you are doing that. Ashley, yes, we definitely are. And decide how accessible that you need your oils, how you want them to be available to you when you are away from home. And so consider how you'll use them. So for example, you're not going to need bug spray if you are going somewhere, like if you're going skiing in a cold Arctic tundra, you're not going to need bug spray. If you're going skiing in the middle of winter and you're watching this years from now. However, we are going to a tropical place in the Caribbean, so we will want bug spray. So we're going to bring bug spray, obviously, because that's an important thing. And life can be unpredictable, but it reduces my anxiety to have my oils with me. So you can stick to a few basics if your space is limited, but considering how you use oils every day will help you to start. So you don't have to feel overwhelmed. This is a really good place to just start from, and it all starts with that one small penny in your health bank. And by taking that time, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes, and then you can revisit it later when you have a little bit more time, taking that time now will serve you for so many years to come, because this is something that I created years ago. And I also had a master travel list that I created years ago. And it's in my Google Drive, and I make a copy of it and I give it a title of specifically where I'm going in the year. And I know that might sound very Monica of me, but you know what? It helps me because there are so many moving parts throughout the day, especially when you're planning for a trip. And I'm that crazy person that likes to pack 2 weeks in advance, because I feel anxious about, okay, well, what if I need to order something? Will I have time for it to arrive? So it's an anxiety reducing activity for me, actually, to have everything master listed out and then be able to copy it and adjust to my particular location. The reason, another example of that I'll give you of how this has helped me is because before the pandemic, obviously, I went to convention every year. And so every year I'm going to the same place. I'm doing the same types of things. We're on our feet a lot. There's a lot of sitting as well. There's a lot of activity going on. It's very overstimulating. And so I want to have certain groupings of things with me. So that list is going to be the same when I go next year. And it's going to be the same the year after that. So that's the kind of thing that you can start to do, that habit architecture of really thinking through your habits that will really help you as you consider what you're going to do with your oils. And so anyway, like I was saying, the reason that I like to make that list is because I want to know in advance. I can start packing little by little, and then if I need to order anything from Doterra, I have plenty of time for it to arrive to me. So With that said, here is what I call my kitchen sink mini oil kit. It's a little mini every oil kit, and this is like a little charcuterie sampler of oils, if you will. So this is from Oil Life, also a million years ago, but I believe you can probably still buy it now. This is probably one of my favorite things that I have for travel. It just makes me happy because I feel at ease, because I feel like all my friends are here, gang is all here, and I have everyone that I need in case anything happens. And this has small quantities, so I'm going to grab this for you here, Clary Calm. It's a perfect example. This is just a little 1/4 dram of Clary Calm, and this has about 40 drops. This can hold about 40 drops. And I love this because the irony is that every time I travel, I second guess bringing this. I think, I'm not going to need this. This is too much. It's too excessive. I'm not going to need it. But I always bring it. And inevitably, we end up using the most random things when we are gone. And it's awesome because sometimes you'll meet people, maybe in an Uber or elsewhere, that are having an oil emergency. And so every time that I travel, I eat my words because I think, of course, I need all of these. Yes, 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 I do. And I'm glad that I do. And so I don't argue with myself anymore. The internal struggle is gone. I trust the process, and I know that this is what I need to feel comfortable and at ease, that I have what I need. So, and I've never had an issue through security with my oils. This goes in my carry-on, so they're always with me. And again, this folds up pretty small. So if you have a backpack of any normal size, you can absolutely, with no problem, fit your oils in your bag. And I also bring 5 ml bottles of some of the oils that we use a lot in case of an emergency, an oil emergency. And I just find that I really like that, especially because if I need to make veggie capsules of something or treat any acute issues, then I have everything that I need. And we're going to walk through my main set of oils that I'm bringing, in addition to the oil charcuterie set of every oil. And but just as always, double check your airline regulations for carry-on luggage, just so that you are not feeling anxious at all. But I have been traveling with oils since 2015, and I've never had an issue at all, ever. And I've been bringing this little charcuterie set of oil. It's my oil platter. I've never had an issue bringing this, so you will be just fine. So we're going to walk through the main oils that I am bringing, and I had to unpack because I've already packed, but I had to unpack for you because I wanted to make sure that I could go through all of these with you in detail, so that when this is relevant for you, you'll have all this information and you can fast forward to what you need, and you will be set for every time you travel. So On Guard, this is our Swiss Army knife of oils, and so we always want to travel with On Guard. And this is great for cleaning anything because you never know the environment that you're going to. Especially if you're going somewhere you've never been before, you want to make sure that you have all the tools to keep your environment clean. And you can also use this to refill your On Guard hand spray. So you don't need to bring 10 bottles of On Guard hand spray. Bring 1 bottle of hand spray and bring a 5 ml bottle of On Guard or whatever you've got. And if you only have a 15 ml, you can repurpose some empty 5 mls. This is from one of the starter kits, and I like to have the 5 mls on hand all the time just because I have everything that I need. But this is a great one for just refilling your hand spray, for cleaning any surfaces that might need to be a little spick and span for you. The next one is frankincense. Frankincense is common sense, and I use this under the tongue for head tension, for mood support, for any skin boo-boos, and if something's going on that's acute, and that's another reason I like to travel with a mini set of veggie caps, and we'll talk about that in a second, where these came from, the little mini set. But I want to have larger quantities. So yes, the every oil kit is amazing for just having a broad variety. So if you just need a quick drop of frankincense when you're going on excursions or something like that, or if you're going on a bus ride, you don't want to bring all of your oils because in case something happens to it, you're going to lose that whole bottle. But these, even though I'd be sad if they got lost, it's just 40 drops of oil, and it's a lot more cost effective for me to replace a small dram of oil than an entire bottle. And what you can also do is just take a few things. If you're going for a bus ride, for example, or a bumpy ride, or wherever you might be going, if you know that you get a little bit nauseated on a bumpy road, you can grab your ginger, you can grab your peppermint, and put them in your pocket, and then you can leave this in your hotel or in your Airbnb. So this is just something that I really love. This is habit architecture. I keep this refilled all the time. When I get home from my trip, I refill everything. That way, when I'm scrambling 2 weeks before I leave, because I like to pack early, I'm not running around needing oils that I might be out of. So this is just really helpful for that. So again, frankincense, great for anything skin related, any head tension, anything of that nature. Then tea tree is great for anything antibacterial, anything great for the skin, bug bites that are itching, cleaning scrapes and wounds after the sun. You can make your own after sun soother with some of the drams that we've got in the Every Oil kit. So tea tree is just classic. You gotta have this one on hand. The next one is lemon. Lemon is great for adding to our water. You want to stay hydrated and support your filter organs when you are away from home. That is number one, because that is something that we do every day, all day long, drinking water. And when you travel, a lot of times because you're out of that routine, you're not sitting at your desk working, or you're not, maybe out and about with your cup holder in your car, driving around town, getting your errands done, and you might be forgetting to drink water. So it is super important, especially if you're out in the sun, if you're in the pool, if you are at the beach and the sun is really hot, especially if you're closer to the equator, if you're traveling somewhere tropical, you definitely want to have some citrus oils, and we like to have lemon. The next one is Digestion. Digestion is great for any tummy troubles, air sickness, if anyone is uncomfortable after eating. When you travel, especially if you travel internationally, a lot of places you cannot drink the water. That means ice cubes are a concern. That means brushing your teeth with bottled water. That means the fruit and the veggies and the food that you're preparing. If you're doing an Airbnb and you're going grocery shopping, you need to be cleaning the produce. So that is a really important element, that if there is some cross-contamination going on, or there's foods that don't agree with you, you want to have a large amount of Digestion at the ready. And that's also why I like to travel with this mini version of the veggie caps. This is just a little 30 count bottle that came in one of the wellness tracks, and I love that. The next one is Breathe, and Breathe is great for supporting your airways, and it will be pretty hot, this time of year if you're traveling somewhere warm. So this is an instant cool down relief for you. The next one is Lavender. Lavender is great for all things calming. So if you need some after sun soothing, again, any bug bites, you can pair this with the tea tree. Any anxious feelings about flying or going someplace new or sleeping someplace new. If you've got kiddos, this is a concern. Even not for kiddos. I don't sleep well usually the first couple nights when I'm away, just because I'm used to my environment, I'm used to my pillow and my comfortable, bed sheets and things like that. So lavender is really great for all of that. And then I'm actually bringing a full 15 ml bottle of TerraShield. And I'm bringing an empty spray bottle of TerraShield so that I can refill this with water when we get to our destination, and I can keep it refilled throughout the week. And this way it saves me weight in my bag. But this is going to allow me to also be able to diffuse TerraShield when we are outdoors by the pool, if we need to do that, because I've got my portable diffuser, and I will talk about that in a moment as well. But that's going to be really handy for you. So if you are going to be somewhere where you're going to want to diffuse outdoors, bring your travel diffuser. We'll talk about that as well in a little bit. But this is one that is worth bringing in 15 ml size. I'm just going to put that out there. That's what I like to do. And then lastly, I have two of my favorites. And these are the little rollers that I'm bringing for my personal perfume. So Blue Lotus, I am absolutely head over heels with Blue Lotus. And this is something that I wear as perfume. It smells like a Cabbage Patch doll. It smells like strawberry shortcake. I love it. It was in the Mother's Day collection a couple years ago, and I absolutely love this. And it's a 4 ml, really tiny, fits in your bag, fits in your pocket, fits everywhere. And then Neroli, this is how I am solving the problem of reducing my amount of oils that I'm bringing, but still maintaining my habit architecture every night. That I love using this oil every single night in my palms. I put it on my chest, I put it in my hands, and I just smell it, and I put it right over my Cupid's bow before I go to bed. It just calms me, it soothes my anxious feelings, and I have many of them. So as you can see, I like to pack 2 weeks in advance. I don't think I know anybody that packs 2 weeks in advance, but again, because it reduces my anxious feelings. So you know what? I need to bring my anxiety reducing oils like Neroli. I absolutely love it. And it just makes me happy. And it is super tiny, these little 4 ml guys. And again, this is just so convenient for you that when you use up your oils in these small bottles, or you use up your 5 ml, you can keep them. Save your empties. You got a pinky swear with me that you will save your empties so that you can do so many fun repurposing elements with them. You can DIY, you can repurpose, you can use these smaller containers for minimizing your footprint when you are traveling, so you can fit a few more things in a variety so that you feel really covered from head to toe. Now I'm bringing 3 rollers. I'm bringing my Motivate roller, my Motivate roller, and my Breathe roller, because I use both of these every morning for exercising. And we are also bringing Clary Calm, because Olivia and I both rely on Clary Calm every single day. So Breathe and Motivate, again, I use these on my chest area to open my airways and get a really nice deep breath when I am exercising and exerting myself. And then Clary Calm, Olivia and I use this every single day on the inside of our ankle bones, and it helps us just feel emotionally balanced, and it also supports head tension. So especially with just, kind of emotional mood swings that could happen when you're traveling away from home, away from their comfortable environment, both the kiddos and you, of course. This is a great one for everybody. So this is just a little mini trio that I got from Red Fox Lane. I've had this for a million years and I love it because it's just got space for 3 rollers and we can keep them nice and snug so they don't clang around. And this also goes in my carry-on. So this is a great way to repurpose some backpacks or anything you might have around the house, but definitely get you a backpack with tons of zipper pouches and tons of little small spots for you to hide your oils so that you have these on the plane, you have these in the car, you have these wherever you are going. And then another life hack that I shared on my Instagram a few days ago is my little Papa Drop life hack. And this is just an empty turmeric soft gel bottle. And I turned it into my own little Pez dispenser, and you can just use a little bit of lemon or wild orange, free this month, to get the label off, and then you can use this however you like. But in a very small footprint, again, it will fit easily in my carry-on bag. This is a really great small footprint for carrying all the drops. And you can bring a larger bag with you in your suitcase, in your carry-on, and refill this. But if you're going on a safari, let's say, or if you are going on a bumpy car ride or the plane, you want to have your ginger drops handy. You want to have your On Guard drops through the airport. You want to have your Breathe drops if it is really warm, or maybe there's some seasonal changes when you're traveling and you want to have those essentials to support you. You don't want to have to rely on going to the pharmacy to grab something that has endocrine disruptors and synthetic dyes. That's what Throw It Out Thursday is all about, kicking chemicals to the curb and being prepared ahead of time, just doing a little bit of planning. This is a penny in your health bank. This takes no dollars, $0 to repurpose an empty bottle, an empty supplement bottle, and you've got tons of them. Even this little guy, the Veggie Cap bottle, you can repurpose that. Any of your containers you can repurpose and breathe new life into them so that you can have all of the comforts of home when you're away. So that is awesome. So that was a long one. That was number 2, bring your oils, of course, because that's absolutely foundational. Number 3, maintain your nutrition. So having support tools so that you can enjoy a little indulgence when you want to, or a lot of indulgence when you want to. Let's see. Kristen's saying that she relies on the Breathe drops so much for her little guy. They're amazing. They are. And when you have that habit architecture of when he's needing a little bit of a respiratory boost, if you don't have what you need, you're going to have to find it elsewhere. And so I love that we can just have these small little habits and take them from our home and take them anywhere we go. We don't have to feel like we cannot sustain this habit architecture when we are away from home. We absolutely can. So maintaining your nutrition. The pill wallet is one of my favorite things. So what I've done is I've taken this, which has all my supplements in here. So I've taken this container with all my supplements, and I can take that with me to go. Right in here, okay? So between this and this, I have all of that entire box with me. So George and I both take lifelong vitality packs, so that's why I brought this beast, because we need multiple packs, because we take these, each of us takes these. And so this is the lifelong vitality pack. If you're not familiar, definitely reach out and I can send you one to try, but they're amazing. This is like rocket fuel. This is the brain fuel that you need for your body, for your brain, for your whole from head to toe. This is something that we have used for the last almost 7 years now, every single day. And so we do not leave without it. But I don't want to travel with the large bottles. I like to travel with these mini sachets. So again, this is an option when you go into your customer account. You can, when you keyword search the lifelong vitality, you can choose the sachets. And you can still do all the add-ons with Terrazyme and the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex and the PB Assist and all that with the sachets. But I really like these for travel because if you're going to be gone for 4 or 5 hours and you're going to be gone for, during a mealtime, each of you can just grab one of these and grab it in your pocket, and it's very light. It's very lightweight. And then you can also just grab a couple, if you need them in your carry-on for your travel day. And then you can have this in your checked bag. So this is very lightweight. This is a week's worth of Lifelong Vitality for George and I both together in this very lightweight zipper pouch that I got a couple years ago from a Doterra incentive trip. And then this is my, this is like another charcuterie board. Like this is for the oils and this is for my supplements. So this is a pill wallet that Doterra came out with a couple years ago, and I grabbed it because I absolutely loved the concept of it, and it doesn't go, I don't go on any trips without it now. And I love the little zipper pouch in the front. This is where I house some natural calm magnesium because Olivia drinks this every single night with dinner, and it also allows me to store our kids' PB Assist Junior, our kids' probiotic sachets, and they're very lightweight, they fold flat, super easy, and I can fit a whole week's worth of them in this front pouch. So that's what the zipper pouch in the front does for me, and it holds a lot, so it eliminates another container or another zipper bag. And then this has all my other supplements that I need, including Olivia's multi A to Z vitamins. So I've got my Zendocrine soft gels, I've got peppermint soft gels, I've got vitamin C and zinc. Those are not doTERRA vitamins, but they're in my Amazon favorites because I do not travel without vitamin C or zinc. The On Guard Plus I've got in here as well. And then the DDR Prime soft gels, the PB Assist, and the Terrazyme. So I like to have all of these with me in this kind of travel format so that I can take this on the plane with me in case, God forbid, my luggage gets separated from me and my luggage does not arrive. I have at least a couple days worth of my supplements, and in this case, I have more than enough for me. And then I also will bring this as well as a little backup guide. So this comes in one of the cool little doTERRA supplement boxes that we were given the opportunity to purchase. I can't remember when, but I think it was a few months ago that we were able to purchase this. Maybe it was a convention, but this is really nice and it comes out of this little container. So that's pretty fun. And this is a way for you to just have your supplements with you on hand. And the nutritional gaps are really significant, especially when you're away from home. You don't know the quality of food you're going to be able to get. You don't know if you are going to be able to get fresh fruits and vegetables and, lean proteins and things. Maybe the only option is something that is not a normal food that your family is used to eating. So this is going to fill in the nutritional gaps for you, especially if you are overindulging a little bit more. Have a great time. Be free and don't feel shackled by your habits. However, just know that you have these tools if you are not feeling your best, and that is going to bring you ease and grace, and it's going to make you feel like you're enjoying your time a lot more, not worrying that you have what you need. And if fresh groceries available, of course, try to opt for fruit and veggies whenever you can with, if that is a possibility. So that was number 3, maintaining your nutrition. Now, number 4 is maintaining your air quality. So one of the first things that we do when we get to our destination is we set up our diffusers. So you want it to immediately smell like home, especially for Olivia. This is crucial when you are traveling with kids because they are so ingrained with their habits and their comfort level and the routine and the stability of what they know. And we are like that as well. And so tapping into that and leaning into that is part of the joy, that you can create a home away from home sanctuary when you are not there. So if you do not have the ability to plug in your diffuser, you've got the Pilot, and this is great because this is on the go. You can charge it up before you leave. And like I said, if you're going to be outdoors at a picnic, at a lake, at a barbecue, this is perfect. If you want to bring a second diffuser for your kids' rooms, that's also a great option. I love bringing the Brevi diffuser. You might have this in white, marble. This is the darker brown marble that came out also a million years ago. And I like to just put the little charger brick here and the cord inside so that it just minimizes the the packing and the footprint of everything that I'm bringing. But this is one of my favorite diffusers to travel with because it folds flat. It's very flat. It's flatter than any of the other diffusers, and some of the diffusers are glass, so you don't want to bring that. Some of them are larger and more round, so this is really great, and it has a great runtime. And what I like to do is during the day, I like to diffuse because then you can come back to your Airbnb or your home or the hotel room and the air is fresh and clean for you. And then you also, of course, want to diffuse at nighttime so that you have a clear, restful space that is going to make you feel restored for the next day of whatever adventures you're taking. And you definitely don't want to wake up with a sore throat. You don't want to feel congested when you are traveling, so sticking to your diffusing routine away from home will be really helpful for you. And like I said, you can use the Pilot diffuser. It's wireless, it's compact if outlets are minimal, which for whatever reason, I don't know why. You would think hotels have an abundance of cords, but every time we've ever traveled to convention or leadership or anything like that, the hotels never have enough outlets. So you always want to make sure that if you have some wireless devices that you can charge up while you're gone during the day, and then they don't need to be plugged in the evening time. And so what I also love to do when it comes to minimizing my footprint, because we love to make diffuser blends ahead of time, this is also a little fun little wool Doterra pouch. And again, the takeaway here is when you see little cute containers for travel from Doterra, snag them because they're great quality. They last forever. This pill wallet, I don't know, one of you will have to comment if you know, if you're an OG and you've been around for a while and you know when this was released. I think it was 2016 or something. I don't know when, but this is such good quality and I love it and I don't want to travel without it ever. But this is cool, and this is a little wool felt wallet, and it's got 4 diffuser blends, and it even has room for a little extra lip balm, and I hid some extra On Guard wipes in here. How fun is that? So you can have these little extra ones as backup. And I'm going to walk you through the diffuser blends that I brought. So this is fresh apples. This is Douglas Fir and On Guard. I like to diffuse this in the morning. It just smells so super fresh. And I want to be able to alternate between the 2 blends that we diffuse. And then this is Olivia's Oasis. There's 2 versions, one for her room and one for ours, because of course she wanted the rose gold one. And if you want to learn about the Olivia's Oasis blend, you can look that up in my virtual pantry. You just type in Olivia's Oasis, HJL, in the hashtags, and I'll link that below in the replay, in the replay that when I upload this to IGTV. And then we love to diffuse Chateau LaMay 2, which is eucalyptus, lime, and Siberian fir. And I love diffusing this one and the Douglas Fir and On Guard interchangeably throughout the afternoon, and Olivia's Oasis for bedtime. So those are the diffuser blends that we diffuse each night, Olivia's Oasis. So we want to diffuse that same blend when we are on travel, so it makes her feel comforted. The smell is so powerful to the brain that it is that habit architecture of every night. When she smells that blend, she feels calm and relaxed and she feels safe. So that is how I am minimizing the diffusing situation. But if you want to diffuse any of the other oils that you have in the mini travel kit, when you pack something like this, you can have 1,000,001 diffuser blends, right? This is just great to have little samples of the oils that you might want to have on hand. And the same goes for the full-size bottles. Like if you just want to just straight up On Guard, and you'll have that accessibility because this is not diluted. So that's a great tip. And then we also bring a white noise machine, and I will turn this on for you. See if you can hear it. So we bring this with us when we travel because Olivia and I, and George and I, and Olivia, we all have a fan going in our bedrooms at night. We like to have white noise. It just helps to, kind of clarify the sound. And if you hear any sounds, like if you're out near nature and you're not used to nature sounds, or maybe you're in a hotel and you're hearing cars driving by, it can make it a little challenging to go to sleep. And this is just another little creature comfort. But instead of a huge stand-up fan, you can translate that habit architecture of how you create a sanctuary in your bedroom for your bedtime routine in a travel size. So it's totally sustainable. You don't have to ask the concierge for a fan. And if you do, I've asked before, and the reason that I bring my own is frankly because 9 times out of 10 when I do travel, they tell me no. They say, sorry, no, we don't have a fan for you. And then I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? So over the years, I discovered, and so we bring 2, one for Olivia, she packs in her suitcase, and then one for us, so that in everybody's room, we have that white noise that can help lull you to sleep, especially if you're feeling a little bit overstimulated. There have been maybe a lot of activity going on that day that you're traveling. You want to have that habit architecture set up for you. Now, if you are going to a dry climate, you want to maybe consider bringing a humidifier. And I have a travel humidifier as well from Stadler Form. Because if you're traveling to the desert, like if you're going to convention in a couple months, you definitely want to have a travel humidifier with you instead of a diffuser. But if you are bringing a diffuser and you're going somewhere, where it's totally humid and that's fine, then diffusing is great. Diffusing in the main living area or in the shared spaces will really help. Hello. And then you want to diffuse in your bedroom every single night. So when the kids are there, you want to be diffusing in their room and your own room as well. Maintain your air quality. That is tip number 4. Tip number 5, bring your own personal care products. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. Bring your own personal care products. Skip the hotel bottles. Skip the drugstore travel aisle. Skip the endocrine disruptors that seem like a quick fix, easy button. It's so much more economical to bring your own. Get creative and use whatever repurposed containers you have lying around. This is a perfect opportunity to get creative and repurpose those bottles. So just like we repurposed this turmeric soft gel bottle, you can repurpose so many bottles. Now, some of my favorite travel items are hidden in the wellness tracks. So I'm just gonna breeze through a couple of those that I am bringing with me. A little mini fractionated coconut oil. This is perfect for making anything that you want. If you need a little bit of an oil blend like that you want to cover over a large surface area, especially if it's something like a after sun spray that you want to cover a large surface area with, this is going to be so helpful for you to have a little mini fractionated coconut oil. You can also bring empty rollers, just 1 or 2 empty rollers. So if you need to make a roller blend for something like itchy bug bites, you will have everything ready to go for you. I also love to bring the little mini doTERRA mouthwash. Do not ever throw this away. Please pinky swear with me right now, pinky swear on Instagram TV that you will never ever throw this away, because this is so adorable and cute and compact, and you can fit more than enough of the On Guard mouthwash that you're going to need for your trip. And then when it's empty, if it is empty on your trip, guess what you can do? Hey, you can grab your charcuterie board of oils, your mini every oil kit, and you can grab your spearmint, and you can grab your peppermint, and you can grab your tea tree, and you can make your own. Oh, and you can also grab your wintergreen. You can go to my virtual pantry on Instagram and find my recipe for my On Guard, or not my On Guard, but my DIY mouthwash dupe, and you can make your own without having to bring a huge bottle of mouthwash, or without having to go for the mouthwash from the grocery store or the drugstore or the gas station. So thank you for pinky swearing. Thank you for just holding space for that habit architecture, because this kind of thing will go such a long way. I also love to travel with the mini veggie caps, because again, this gives me opportunity that if there is something I need to do, I need to make my own capsules of anything, I have that with me. I also love to travel with the On Guard floss, because it's adorable and it matches my outfit. That's fun. I like to travel with the On Guard toothpaste, and it lasts so long that this isn't even available anymore. Now it's in new packaging, so you can bring the little minis. They last a while, or back in the day they provided us this little mini size. And I love traveling with the Doterra Deodorant, because again, it's super small. It's all you need for a few days away. And these are just some of the few small items that I love to travel with. Also, the little mini body butter is adorable. This is so cute and compact, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But I love that we can skip all of those minis from Walgreens, from the grocery store, that have nasty fragrances and colors. Your mouthwash should not be green. Your mouthwash should not be purple. Your mouthwash should not be blue. It should be clear, because there shouldn't be any fake colorings and dyes in there. So when you walk through that aisle and you see all the different colors, and it's like a rainbow Skittle bag of colors at the travel sample mini aisle of Walgreens, skip that and know that you can create your own. And even if you have little mini bottles lying around at home from old times when you were using the mouthwash, empty it out and rinse it out, and you can make your own little mini. So there's no shortage of ways that you can repurpose your minis, and you can also repurpose your zipper pouches from those kits that you've gotten. So there's all the kits, all different colors, and some of them are larger than others, so use whatever you need from that. Now, speaking of the body butter, this is another little life hack, and I'm going to share this on my Instagram next week or the week after, because this is so fun and I love showing you guys how you can choose your own adventure. So speaking of body butter, you can repurpose an empty Yarrow Palm Complex tub. So that is what this is. This is the full size body butter. And when I'm going somewhere warm where we're going to be in the pool a lot, and I'm going to be taking showers multiple times a day after a workout, and then after being in the pool, you definitely want to make sure that you're getting all that chlorine off of you. Your skin is going to be dry. So you want to make sure you can maintain your skin's hydration, and that might mean having a larger quantity. So how do we still have what we need, but reduce the footprint a little bit? So this is the full size tub of body butter, okay? So you can see how much is in there. It's quite a bit. So what I did is I have two options for you. This is a medium option where I took off the label of the Yarrow Palm Complex and I just put the label on from an empty body butter, and then I filled this up to about halfway probably of what I'm going to need. I'm not going to need too much. So I filled this up half of the way. I mean, I'm going to need a good amount, but not nearly the full size. Then this is the other option if you don't have this, or if you have this and it's empty, do not throw it away. Pinky swear that you'll keep it because you can refill it and have this for so long, forever in the future. So this is the mini body butter that came in the wellness kit. So you've got options. You have the full size, you have the medium baby bear, you have the little baby bear, and you have the medium bear. So mama bear, and then it can just be a great way for you to decide and think on, okay, how much lotion am I going to need? I'm not going to need this full amount. I'm for sure going to need more than this. So this one's just right. So you can kind of play that game when you travel and you have that in your Google Doc. I use the body butter every night, or I use the body butter after the pool, or I use the body butter after shaving my legs. How are you going to have that with you so you don't have to opt for that lotion bottle that the hotel or that the Airbnb has for you? So that's another little life hack that I love to share. Now, I also love a new product that I discovered called Cadence Capsules, and I'm going to show you how cool they are. They are magnetic. That is pretty neat, right? So these are magnetic cubes, and this one, and you can get them customized for whatever label you want. This one says hair serum, this one says hand cream, and so these are really incredible because they're magnetic. They're made from recycled plastic water bottles, and they hold a large amount. They actually hold the same amount as one of those sample bottles from the grocery store or from Walmart. So you twist them off and you can fill them with lotion. So this is Olivia's, and she uses the citrus bloom lotion every day. And so this has more than enough of a quantity for her throughout the week. And these are leak proof, like I mentioned, and they are magnetic. So they stick together. So in your luggage, they will not get separated. How cool is that? I think these are so neat, so eco-friendly, and I love them. And then this one, I have the hair glaze in there because the hair glaze is one of my favorite hair products that Doterra offers, but the hair glaze comes in a large size kind of tube, and it will leak, and I've had many times in the past when it has leaked on me. So this is great. These fit in your bag super simply with a really nice low footprint. So, you can fit those and press those into any container that you have, and you can get them in different colors. You can have different labels printed on them, and like these are neat too. This one says shampoo and conditioner and jewelry. So if you want to take off your jewelry and put it in the safe, let's say you're going swimming, you can take off your ring and you can put that right into the Cadence capsule because it's pretty deep there. Hopefully you can see how big that is, and you can stick this in the safe in your hotel or your villa or wherever you're going to be. So I love this as well, and it fits quite a bit of jewelry if you have earrings or a necklace or anything like that. So these are really fun. I just recently discovered these, and this will be the first time that I'm using them on a trip. And Olivia's excited too because she's going to have some of her own to use. So those are fun. Now, when it comes to soap, I used to, in the past, I would bring a mini foaming liquid hand soap that I would use my On Guard hand soap concentrate, and I'd refill that. But now I bring bar soap because I've found that I just really like this. It lasts really long time and I don't have to fuss with it. And I really just love this so much. So I'm going to show you and just a couple ways that you can do this. Now, this option is from the Doterra supplement case, and I actually just lifted out the vitamin portion of this, and this can stand alone, and this is a great little soap saver. This is one of my activated charcoal soaps that George likes to use, and I've got recipes for that as well in my virtual pantry. So if you need that, just send me a DM and I will direct you to that hashtag where you can find the recipe for that. But this is a great soap saver, so if you're gonna bring this, you can put this right in the bathroom by the faucet, and you can have your own hand soap that you know the ingredients because you've made it, and when you are leaving for your trip, just let it dry out a little bit the night before you go, and then you will be good to go. The other option is just something that you can grab from Amazon or whatever, and these are soaps that I like to have in different parts of the house. So we're going to be staying at a house, so there's going to be multiple bathrooms, there's going to be a kitchen, and then the individual bathrooms, so we want soaps at all of those faucets. And the cool thing about this is that I actually repurposed my little soap slivers that if you ever have your soap when they're really teeny tiny and you think you can't use them anymore, let them dry out and put them in a container. and then melt them back down and remold them into new soap. So this bar soap and this bar soap and these little mini ones for Olivia's shower and her bathroom are all made from soaps that I used that I had little slivers left over. So pinky swear with me again that you will not throw away your soap slivers. And I have a fun reel to share with you when I get back in town all about how to do that, because it is such a saver for your time and for your energy. It is $0 to save your soap slivers and melt them back down into brand new bars, and you can bring them home with you, and it's not taking up any more space than you are already allotting for that. So I love that. And then again, little fun fact about the vitamin container, that you can turn that into a little soap saver if you want to. Next is tip number 6, preparing and preventing head tension. So this is a chronic issue for most travelers. The change of airplane altitude, the climate, being out of your routine, maybe not drinking enough water. Most people I know experience head tension when traveling. If you're watching the replay or if you're watching live, you'll have to comment below and let me know if this happens to you. When I used to travel to convention before the pandemic, it would happen to me every single time. I am very sensitive to the altitude adjustment. And so bring your water wherever you go. Try to incorporate some fresh fruits and veggies into your meals whenever possible, especially if you'll be at the beach or the pool during physical activity time where you're sweating and you're really depleting your magnesium levels. That's another reason why we like to bring our natural calm packets and have that every night to just restore our tank with that. But I love to have coconut water accessible to me, and I can make my own LaMayzing. So by bringing some of the citrus oils, by bringing this mini every oil kit, I can have citrus oils. I can have everything that I need to support me when I am gone. And coconut water really helps hydrate you quickly. So if you are feeling head tension coming on, you want to be reacting as quickly as possible, and you want to try to be preventing this as much as possible. So setting yourself up for success will be really helpful. Now, we are going to be having the opportunity to have freshly drawn coconut water. Oh my gosh, I'm excited for our stay. So I am going to be having my lemon, my lime, my wild orange close by so that I can add that infusion and support my filter organs, stay hydrated, reduce head tension, and kind of get ahead of that game, because I'll be doing some exercise outdoors. I'm not going to have my exercise bike, but I'll be able to be working out outdoors. But I'm going to be sweating, and I want to make sure that I am trying to prevent any head tension from setting in, and then be prepared that if that happens, I have all my tools at the ready, and I don't have to feel bad like, oh, I need to reach for Tylenol and I need to go to the pharmacy and get something. I want to have all my comforts of home that I use to support my body when I am away from home. Also, keep your Clary Calm handy. Whatever your favorite go-to head tension blend is, keep that handy and make sure that you stay hydrated. But this helps zap my head tension almost immediately. I roll this on the inside of my ankle bones, and I roll this behind my chest, behind my neck area, and this soothes my head tension almost immediately, especially if it's a hormonal head tension that you're experiencing. But it is something that I do not travel without. And I am just so grateful that I have that. And again, another reason why it's great to travel with your fractionated coconut oil is because if your roller is empty, guess what? I can grab my Clary Calm Dram from here and put that into my roller bottle and fill it up with fractionated coconut oil, and I am good to go. So you can see that in just a few steps of really taking the time to think about, okay, what do I need every day? What do I need when I'm not feeling my best? And you will have everything covered that you need. So again, setting yourself up for success is great. Grabbing the little baby drams from your mini oil kit. If you are feeling dehydrated or if you're going out on that excursion, you can grab just a few of the things that you're going to need. Now, if you find yourself getting dehydrated, it can also affect your digestion and cause travel-related constipation. So just stay mindful of that and try to be holding yourself and the people you're with accountable to listening to your body. Even set a timer if you need to on your phone of, hey, have we had water in the last 30 minutes? Have we had water in the last hour? Or whatever that looks like for you. You really want to make sure that you are doing those things that are going to set you up. It takes 2 seconds to set up a phone timer or a reminder for you, and it is going to serve you in so many incredible ways that you will have that ready to go, and you will not have to even think about it, and that alarm's going to go off, and that's going to trigger your brain, and you're going to think, okay, I don't want that alarm continuing to go off all day. I'm going to stay in this habit, and I'm going to get that alarm off before it goes off, because I am going to be drinking my water and staying supported. Okay, tip number 7, keep your body moving and plan ahead to schedule out your fitness routine. So this is a really important one too, because a lot of times people will feel like, okay, well, I'm going on vacation, I'm just not going to exercise. And that's a choice. If you don't want to exercise on vacation, of course you have that choice. However, sometimes you might realize that it is a joy for you to be able to do that, and it relieves stress, it relieves head tension, it makes you just sort of it grounds you and makes you feel like this is your routine, this is part of the day. I feel accomplished that if I'm just going to be relaxing the rest of the day, at least I've done this. So moving your body is a huge, important part of your daily routine. It is something that makes me happy, it reduces my anxiety, and I love it. I am in a fitness accountability group with 140,000 other people that use this workout calendar. And so it is so ingrained in me now, it's like brushing my teeth. I don't feel required, I don't feel obligated to exercising every day. It's just part of my day. Like, I don't think twice about brushing my teeth. I know brushing my teeth is important to me, and I know that it's good for me, so I just do it. And I don't complain about it, and I don't try to argue about it, and I don't try to put it off. I just do it because it's important for my health to have my teeth clean, right? So exercising for me is the same way. Planning ahead so that it's factored in to your day will be so helpful for you. And discussing this expectation for your morning routine, or maybe you want to exercise after lunchtime, or you want to do this in the evening time. If you plan to work out each morning, but there are excursions planned, take it day by day. So for example, I planned my active rest day for my travel day. There's a 3:30 a.m. wake up call that day. So I'm gonna get some stretching in, I'm gonna get some core in, and maybe light yoga when we arrive. Maybe if we're early to our gate, we can just walk around a little bit and get some steps in. But staying in motion helps with blood flow if you're gonna be flying. It improves your digestion, and it prevents head tension from setting in as well. So packing and bundling your workouts like I showed you in your packing cubes is going to set you up for success. You're going to have no excuse. You've got your workout clothes. You can spray yourself down with On Guard if your clothes are stinky and sweaty, and put them back in your dirty clothes bag when you're done with them, or whatever it takes. But that will help you. Setting them out the night before, that can also help you. For this trip, we're really not going to be leaving the villa where we're staying. This is a relaxed trip. This is not a go and do 1,001 excursions trip. So my morning routine will help me feel accomplished, that since I'm not going to be doing much more than being a mermaid for the rest of the day each day, that I will feel accomplished. And I'm using my Peloton app, which is free for like 2 months. I think you can try it out. So if you're traveling and you want that, you can try that out for free. But I can access thousands and thousands of workouts that do not require any bike or treadmill or weights or any equipment whatsoever. I can access all of that. No bike needed, none of that. And the morning after we arrive will be 53 weeks of me exercising every day. That's a lot of exponential pennies in my health bank. That is a lot of compound interest in my health bank. So remember in January when we talked about establishing these little, small, sustainable practices? What's one thing that you can commit to doing every day? What are 2 things that you can commit to doing every day? And when it's sustainable, it becomes easy to stay consistent. So I'm gonna bring my workout calendar with me, and it tells me what workouts to do every day, so there's no excuse. I don't have to wonder what to do. I know exactly what to do. And then I can use my body weight. There's other classes that I can do if I need to substitute a workout out, but this is not about reaching a goal. It's about prioritizing your health every day, because this is a lifestyle. This is something that I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. Moving my body is important for me now, and it's going to be important for me for the rest of my life. So giving myself flexibility that, well, I'm not going to be riding the bike, but I still want to maintain the habit architecture that I enjoy at home, because it makes me feel grounded. It makes me feel accomplished. It makes me feel good. And if it doesn't hurt anybody and it makes me feel good, then there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm going to keep doing it. So that's tip number 7. Keep your body moving and plan ahead to schedule your fitness routine. As long as you have Wi-Fi, there are thousands and millions probably of workouts available on YouTube. Even if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can just write your own little workout together and you can come up with your own routine to do. The next one is tip number 8, bringing tools for natural digestive support. So as we just talked about a little bit earlier when we're talking about head tension and nutrition and things like that, bringing tools for your digestion will be like gold, especially if you're traveling somewhere you can't drink the water. It's super important to have these oils on hand. Like I said, toothbrushing, the ice, the washing produce, and who knows where the produce came from and how it was prepared before you got it on your plate. So you can never be too prepared for tummy taming, and that's why we're bringing a full 5 ml of Digestion. But I also have my every oil kit so that I've got lots of other choices too. Spearmint and ginger and some other things that are really helpful for me as well. So this is going to be crucial for you. Now, another reason I like bringing the little fractionated coconut oil with me, you can either pair that with lotion, but if you need to make a little tummy salve, you can just blend that with the fractionated coconut oil, roll it over your abdominal area, over your navel, on the inside of the ankle bones, anywhere your kiddos or you might need a little extra digestive support so that you can stay comfortable. And this is also why I like to have extra supplements in my kit here and in the little mini. Extra Digestion soft gels, extra Copaiba soft gels for just easing comfort, and extra Terrazyme as well. These are crucial parts of our habit architecture that I cannot live without. I don't want to live without. And this is going to help you stay comfortable in case you maybe get a little bit of a 24-hour stomach bug. You will have everything you need to stay comfortable. And Olivia's got her little PB Assist probiotics. So if you just joined a little while ago, I showed how I keep our magnesium in there for head tension and digestive support. And we keep the kiddos probiotic sachets in here as well. So that is tip number 8 for digestive support. We're almost done. Tip number 9 is keeping yourself and your environment clean when you're away. So On Guard hand wipes. This is crucial, and this is another little fun life hack that actually my sweet oiler Ashley sent me a little message about this and was like, make sure that you do this so that you can stock up on them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so genius. Another way to use these cool little supplement cases, so you can use them in 3 ways. 1, as a supplement case. 2, as your soap saver when you bring your own DIY soaps with you. Or 3, how adorable is this? A little wipes container so that your wipes don't get rubbed off in your purse or in your bag or get lost. And this is so convenient that you can bring this with you in your to-go bag if you're going out on excursions, if you're going sightseeing, if you're going to be taking public transportation and you want to wipe things down in your carry-on bag because you've got lots of pockets and zippers and all the things you need. You can have about 5 or 10 of the wipes in here, and then when you get back to your room, back to your Airbnb, back to wherever you're staying, you can refill them for the day and have these for everybody in case there is not water accessible. So again, great for that. Another thing I love is, of course, the DIY bar soaps, for that reason, that if you want to make sure that your hands are clean, you can use these clean ingredient soaps that you've made from scratch from home. You know the ingredients in there. And I just really love using the bar soaps. And again, do not, please do not ever throw away your little soap slivers, because all of these soaps were made from slivers of soap that I saved and I melted back down and I remolded them into brand new soaps. And I love bringing soaps of all different sizes. A larger one for the kitchen, because when you're preparing food or you're washing your hands around food, it's good to have a big size. But for Olivia's bathroom where she's going to be staying in her room, I want to have a little mini, and then one for her shower, like it's a medium size, and then one for ours is a little bit larger. And then George likes the charcoal soap, so that's for him too. So everybody's needs are met. Everybody has what they need, keeping it clean. And it lasts a really long time. So I love bringing the On Guard concentrate and the foaming refill soap, but the problem is we go through so much of it so quickly that if you're going away for a longer period of time, I really like to have the bar soaps. They just last a really long time. And then of course On Guard hand mist, and this is a great one. I love using this little keychain from the wellness track kit, the immunity kit, that is the same as this, because this keeps this handy if you are on the go. And you can have your On Guard hand spray, and then if you like I said, if any of your gym clothes get musty or you don't have enough luggage space for a workout outfit for every single day, which you just don't need that. You can spray yourself down and give yourself a little bird bath and spray your clothes down to just kind of deodorize them and refresh them, so you are not having to bring 1,001 outfits. But this is also just great for cleaning any surfaces that may be questionable if you're preparing your own meals. You want to make sure that it's on guard clean, because let's be honest, it's not clean unless it's on guard clean. And I know that if you've been oiling with me for a while, then you know that to be true. And then when this is empty, you can take your On Guard and you can refill it easily. Or you can refill it with anything that you might want to from your little Every Oil kit. So as you can see, this has so many uses. And that brings us to tip number 10. The last one is miscellaneous things like managing your devices, overall best practices, and communication. So be sure to research the voltage of where you are going. Because, for example, I am the weird person. Yes, it's fun to travel with me because I'm like Mary Poppins. I've got everything in my bag. We like to travel with little night lights, because for Olivia, when she has to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, or I do, because let's be honest, I'm probably getting up to go to the bathroom more than her because I'm staying hydrated, I'm drinking my coconut water, I'm exercising, moving my body, drinking all the water with lemon and stuff like that. So I love to bring a travel night light for the bathroom. However, if you do not come prepared and you are traveling internationally where you do not have a standard US plug, you're going to be out of luck. So you definitely want to research the voltage of the outlets in whatever country or location that you will be visiting if it's outside the US. And you will need special adapters, and not only adapters, but you will need a voltage converter for international travel, for your laptops, for diffusers, for cell phone chargers, for tablets, for Kindle readers, or anything like that. So if I'm going to be doing my workouts away from home, I want to bring my tablet, my iPad, and I want to make sure that I can charge my iPad, because I can't do my workouts if I can't charge my iPad. So you can start to see these little puzzle pieces come together that in order to facilitate my daily routine, I need to go step by step. What am I doing every day? What's crucial to me? What is not negotiable? And it's important. And Donna has traveled with me to convention before, so she knows. I also bring toilet night lights because we are just funny like that. And this started out when Olivia was potty training years and years ago when she was little. And we didn't want her to have to blind herself in the middle of the night. So we got these little motion sensor clip-on toilet night lights. And they have like purple or blue or green, and you can change all the colors, and they're in my Amazon favorites. And if you've been following me for a while, you've seen them. But now we have them in all the toilets in our house. And so when people would come over when we first got them, people would be like, "Mommy, Miss Hillary and Mr. George's toilet lights up. How come our toilet doesn't light up?" So it's just a really funny thing that we started traveling now with a night light and with a toilet light, because it's just very convenient. But so if you need help with that, let me know and I can route you. I can link you to them. But this is an example of one we got on Amazon. I think this was less than $40, and this is a converter, a voltage converter, and it has special adapters. And I fit this in a little Doterra bag. And as I mentioned earlier, pinky swear with me that when you see cool Doterra swag zipper bags, cases, roller bottle holders, travel bags, whatever, they are such high quality. I think I've had this for probably 5 or 6 years. It's awesome quality. It came with like a Father's Day promo a million years ago. So it comes with all these different adapters so that you have the right kind of plug for wherever you're going. And we researched the voltage of where we were going, so we know exactly how to make sure that we can maintain all of our habit architecture. We can plug in our travel diffusers, because yes, they're wireless, but you need to recharge them. So we can charge our diffusers that are wireless. We can charge our iPad so that I can exercise. We can charge up and plug in our diffusers. We can recharge our batteries for any of the things that we might need when we are away. And another little fun life hack along those lines is, hey, use a hair tie to keep your cords and your chargers organized so that you never are without a hair tie, because wherever the hair ties and socks have gone, I hope they're having a great time, because hair ties seem to grow legs wherever we are. So this way, we will always have an overabundance of hair ties, and they will keep your cords and chargers really organized. So for whatever it's worth, if that resonates with you, that is a fun little tip. But keeping your cords and your chargers handy somewhere is super important. Preparing ahead of time for what you need, having access to plugging in your diffusers, your charging tables, your queuing up your workouts, your night lights, the sound machine. The sound machine is also wireless, but it needs to be recharged during the day. So, I mean, it'll probably go, I think it can actually go 24 hours without being recharged, but we like to just make sure that it's charged up every day, so that's convenient. And I can't charge that if I can't have access to converting the voltage to a US plug. So keep that in mind, and Google is your friend. You can also research where you're going. They will specifically tell you the kind of voltage and if you need a converter and all of that. So factoring that schedule in mind, if you need to have any requirements for your trip, that means if you need a negative PCR test, if you need a nasal swab test before you leave the US, you will also need that before you return to the US right now. So depending on when you're watching this, you just want to check for any local restrictions that you might have where you're going and when you're coming back. So you want to time that appropriately, that if you need a negative nasal swab before you're going and you need it up to maybe 2 or 3 days in advance, you need to plan for that. So that's just some miscellaneous good best practices so that you can have a great time where you're going. And just planning a little bit ahead can help you with that. And then expressing your needs. Expressing your needs for the trip with the people you're traveling with is so vital for you. Try to facilitate clear communication with your family. Clear communication with your friends. If you are traveling with family members you've never traveled with before, if you are traveling with people that don't have children and you have children and they've never traveled with your children before, have a conversation about how bedtime works. Have a conversation about how grown-up conversation or, some of these things, because like we don't say bad words in front of Olivia, but if I'm traveling with someone that is used to using bad words, we want to have those conversations so we're not having some uncomfortable tension when we want to be having a great time. And this will reduce anxious feelings, this will increase your fun, and if you have any health goals, let them know. If you have a dietary restriction, if you are not eating gluten, if you do not eat dairy, if you are vegan or vegetarian, if you have any nutritional limitations, be sure to just communicate that with the people that you're traveling with. So hopefully that can really help you. And like, for example, if you're traveling to convention soon, we've traveled to convention so many times with different friends, different groups, and staying together. And it's something that I really like to do. I let the people in my, that I'm going to be rooming with, let them know. We like to order food from Instacart so we can bring our groceries and we can make our lunches so that we are not missing anything, and it's saving money. It's allowing us to control the ingredients of what we're eating every day. So, this is just something that you can have those conversations with people that you're traveling with if it's someone that you've never traveled with before. Setting yourself up to succeed will go so far. And we covered so much tonight. And I know we talked for over an hour, but this is really just scratching the surface. All of these top 10 tips are going to be here nice and snug for you in the cloud to refer back to before your next trip. And you will have such a great time. You will feel so comfortable and so supported that you have the things that your body needs. And you will have to let me know in the comments or after you watch this replay if you have any favorite tips for traveling that you would love me to know, because I would love to hear from you and I am so inspired by you all the time. And maybe one of your favorite places that you've been, or maybe a place that you want to go that's on your list, but you can absolutely 110% stay on track with your daily habit architecture away from home. Your wellness goals, your habits, they are with you and they are here to support you, and it is going to be so magical for you to finally feel comfortable when you travel again, even if it's just to an Airbnb an hour away from your home. You don't have to go far, but you want to bring those things with you and you want to feel comfortable about it. So follow along in my stories, because Wi-Fi permitting, I will be sharing some highlights and snippets of how I am actually using these practices. This is not something I'm just like, okay, let me make up some of these things. These are things, if you've been following me for a while, that I have been doing for years and years and years. Every time I go on a trip, I bring my vitamin wallet, and I posted about it a million times, and I'm going to post about it again in probably a week or two. Same thing with my Every Oil mini kit. These are things that go with me wherever I go because they help me, they work, and I feel supported with them. So I hope that you will enjoy some of these tips and maybe pick a couple and implement those. And I will be posting some of these fan favorite oil hacks to my Instagram over the next week or two, and they'll be nice and snug for you so that you can find exactly what you might want to snack on. A few little housekeeping items before we wrap tonight's broadcast. We have some extra special promotions this month, so reach out to me if if you'd like to purchase any of these doTERRA oils that you've seen me talking about or sharing about or using, you can grab those for 25% off. The link is in my Instagram profile, or you can shoot me a direct message anytime and we can help you get started for help with any of those specific goals that you want to incorporate, not only when you're away, but also at home. And I can't wait to connect with you and help you turn those challenges into solutions and helping you create that sustainable daily habit architecture for a life that you love when you are home and when you are away. And then also mark your calendar for our next continuing education live broadcast, Thursday, July 8th, same time, same place. That is a wrap. Tied it up in a bow on broadcast number 221. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and I hope you have safe travels when you are ready to.